What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a certified personal trainer and I share all things health, fitness, and my lifestyle on here, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So make sure you're subscribed and follow along. Today we're gonna do a little chatty leg day vlog. It's been a while since I filmed one of these. I enjoy filming these a lot. I have a lot of fun with them. And I took a deload week last week, so I'm like extra pumped to get back in the gym and back into lifting. So I'm gonna flip this camera around, show you guys the exact workout we're about to do. If you have my app, it is Monday 9/9/24, hammies and glutes. You can find it in the daily lifts category of my app. And if you don't have my app, it is always linked down below in the description box. The first 7 days are completely free, a free little week trial for you guys to see if you like it. If you do like it, you can choose to subscribe monthly for $14.99 a month or annually for $99.99 a year. If you didn't know, I post both the gym version as well as the home version of all my daily lifts, and I'm constantly adding to these 8 new workouts every single week. The home versions utilize dumbbells and resistance bands, and then the gym versions are what I do. They utilize all the equipment I have access to in my garage gym. So let's click into today's Monday 9/9/24. I always start with a little warm-up walk and some lower body active stretches, which you guys will see, and then I get into the banded glute activation. The banded glute activation is always included within the workout, both home and gym versions. Then we'll get into the actual lift, starting with some weighted glute hyperextensions, barbell back squats, dumbbell RDLs, and then we'll finish up with a superset. The really cool thing about my app is that you can click into every single exercise. You see a video of me demoing it, tons of cues and info on the exercise, and then you can also keep track of all of your weights while it shows you the weight you previously lifted. If you want to add a set, you can do that too. If you want to change the reps, you can do that. But I just love how you can see me doing it, how you can keep track of literally everything. And it's just such like an easy way to track your progress, track your workouts. And I think it's super fun and super user friendly. So let's get into this. Also, if you're wondering about my outfit, I'll link the entire thing below. As always, I'm wearing my APL Breeze shoes, my Feathery Fit Soft mid-rise dolphin line shorts, and this is like a Butterluxe Y-back bra, but it'll all be linked below. All right, I am doing my warm-up walk now. Typically, I just stick with a 5-minute warm-up walk just because I usually do my daily 3 outside before getting into my lift, so I'm already nice and warm. But on certain days where maybe I lift first super early in the morning and then I get my walk in later, maybe I'll extend it to like a 10-minute warm-up walk, but I would say 99% of the time I just walk for 5, and that's plenty sufficient. I live in South Florida, so I'm honestly super hot and warm as soon as I step into my garage. I guess that's one of the perks of living in a very hot and humid place. But I'll get this 5-minute walk done and then get into some lower body active stretches. I always like to make sure the stretches that I do support and like go along with the muscles I'm gonna be working. So the stretches are gonna focus on the hammies, the glutes, pretty much the whole lower body, since all of my lower body muscles are really gonna be working, especially during those compound lifts, but the accessory exercises too. So as soon as I'm done with this walk, you guys will see all the stretches. Also, when it comes to my lower body active stretches, I feel like I always do these same few stretches. They work, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I always stick to my tried and true. I'm never really trying to reinvent the wheel. If there ever comes a day where I don't feel warm and I don't feel good from these lower body stretches, yes, I'll switch them up, but for right now, they work wonderfully. And once again, maybe it's the heat and humidity of Florida that are really helping me out, but I love them, especially this one. I call this the rocking lunge trio, I think. Basically, you get into like a kneeling lunge and then you rock forward, diagonally, and out to the side. I used to experience like crazy hip pain on just one side whenever I would back squat heavy or even like reverse lunges, but mainly with back squats. Ever since incorporating this stretch into like my pre-lift routine, no hip pain at all. I feel like I've probably been doing it for over 2 years now, but it truly works wonders. So if you experience some hip pain while lifting heavy, try that one. It is so, so good. It feels amazing. I use it with a lot of my clients too, and they feel the exact same way. I feel like, holy cow, this stretch is life-changing. Let's lift. Actually, banded glute activation first. Don't skip it. Speaking of banded glute activation, I used to be the type of person who I would always say, like, I'm so quad dominant. And while, yeah, like I do feel a lot of exercises in my quads, ever since I started incorporating banded glute activation, I finally feel exercises in my glutes when I'm supposed to feel exercises in my glutes. So I would say this is life-changing too. I had to grab my phone because I didn't actually pay attention to what we're doing. Banded good mornings, banded squats, banded kickbacks, and banded lateral walks. Let's go. With good mornings, I really like to think about sending my butt back as if I'm trying to hit that wall behind me. Simultaneous hip hinge with a little bit of the knee bend, kind of like RDL. This one really helps get my glutes firing, which is strange. I used to never do good mornings, especially like weighted ones, and then I started doing barbell good mornings. Where were they my whole life? Why wasn't I doing them? They're so good. And whenever I'm doing banded exercises, I'm constantly thinking about pressing out on the band, resisting the band's urge to pull my knees together. When it comes to kickbacks, I always keep my foot at like an angle rather than toes pointed straight ahead. It just helps me a lot. I feel like whenever you're not a very glute dominant person, any little tiniest change can seriously make such a huge difference in terms of actually feeling the exercise in your glutes. My glutes are already screaming. So this is just your sign to not neglect the glute activation because it seriously makes such a difference and goes such a long way. Also, you need to make sure that you're using a thick, strong band that's actually challenging for you. Back when I used to use like those thin rubber, like silicone ones, they weren't hard at all. Like it was as if I was doing nothing. These, so incredibly strong, so resistant, and I love that they're fabric and nice and thick because they don't slide down on my legs, like they stay in place, obviously. These are from Amazon. The brand is Victorum Gear. They came in a 3-pack. Love them. I always bring them with me when I travel. I also have their long ones. Not sponsored at all. I've had them since 2020. Highly recommend if you're looking for strong fabric bands that are super easy to like pack and travel with. And I use them every single leg day. All right, exercise 1, we are doing 4 sets of 12 reps of weighted glute hyperextensions. If you're working out at a gym, you can obviously use a Roman chair for this, but if you just have a power rack, this is how I like to set it up. I put the barbell inside the power rack and I use like a little hip thrust pad just to make it more comfortable for myself. And then I put 2 plates at the back of the rack, like against this back bar. And then I have my feet against the plates and I lean forward over the barbell. You want the barbell to hit like at the top of your thighs. You don't want it where your actual like hip crease is. And then I grab plates or dumbbells, whatever weight I'm using, and I do my weighted glute hyperextensions, just like I would if I had a Roman chair. There's a nice little equipment gym hack for you if you don't have access to a Roman chair, but you still want to do that exercise. 1 set down, 3 to go. All right, very sorry if you can hear the lawn crew, but first exercise done, moving on to barbell back squats. And for today's, we actually have 4 sets, but the reps decrease each set. So we do 10 reps, then 8 reps, then 6 reps, then 4 reps. And I have a little note on my app, but anytime you see reps decreasing like that, the goal is to increase the weight that you're lifting each set. Since last week was a deload week for me, I'm just gonna start pretty easy with 95 pounds, see how it feels, and then up it from there. honestly didn't feel too bad at all. Obviously my last few reps were a little bit slower than my first few, but that's what I want. My rule of thumb for choosing weights is to use a weight where your last 1 to 2 reps of every single set are more difficult, a little bit slower than your first few reps of each set, but still doable with near perfect form. Form is always key, always priority for me. I think I'm just gonna up it 5 pounds probably each set, see how that goes, maybe adjust from there. Moving on to exercise 3, dumbbell RDLs. I personally love dumbbell RDLs. I feel like barbell RDLs work my hammies a little bit more, and dumbbell RDLs work my glutes a little bit more. And I think it's because I can kind of shift the way I'm holding the weight to kind of be like on a diagonal, if that makes sense, which allows me to have a little bit more knee bend, thus targeting more glutes. Maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe that's my anatomy making me feel that way. But anyway, we're getting into dumbbell RDLs, 4 sets, 10, 10, 8, 8. So the reps are descending, not as much as with our back squats, but I am gonna try to up the weight as I move from 10 reps to 8 reps. I just rolled the bench over. All we've got left is the superset. Dumbbell slow step-ups, 6 each leg, and dumbbell glute bridges, 20 reps. 3 times through that superset, and then we are done and we can cool down. When it comes to the dumbbell slow step-ups, I know on my app I demo them holding a dumbbell in each hand. If you aren't at that level yet, or if your legs are just shot and you cannot hold dumbbells in each hand while balancing and doing the slow step-ups, feel free to hold on to something and just hold 1 dumbbell. That's what I'm gonna do today because my legs are dead. Holy cow, you guys, I am cooling down. That workout was so freaking good. Like, love-hate relationship. My hammies and glutes are in knots. I am drenched in sweat. It is extremely hot and humid, but that was such a good lift. I feel like my first lift back after deload weeks, they're always just like so fun, so amazing. I'm typically sore afterwards, obviously, but there's just something about that first lift back. Like, I love leg days as is. Like, Mondays are my favorite day, my favorite lift of the week. And they're just that much better after coming off a deload week. But anyway, I am cooling down. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna walk for like 5 to 10 minutes. If you are like super hardcore and you just want to crush yourself even more, feel free to cool down with a little incline walk, followed by like an actual cool down walk, like for that added burnout. That's actually how my shred program is. The leg days end with a 10 to 15 minute incline walk. Killer. But I'm just in a maintenance phase right now. I'm just chilling. I don't really have any specific physique goals other than maintaining my current physique, which has been fairly enjoyable and also super easy to do. So if you want to follow along, once again, all of my workouts, all of my programs, like everything is on my app, so feel free to head there. But I am gonna wrap this video up here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you all next time. Bye.